The winds of springtime and grandfather oak continues to rain wood down upon me. Here's the latest huge limb to fall down. There are a few other small ones too, but there's one that concerns me in particular. That one on top of my workshop. We got to go take a closer look at it. This one looks like it might be stuck in my roof. And it is. Well, shoot. That is not good at all. Darn. So, next step is go inside and see if we can find where it came through the ceiling. Oh, I think we found it. Lordy mercy, look at it. I thought it was just stuck through, but it's huge. Comes all the way over and hits the side wall. Fortunately, it did not go through it. This is just what I needed. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I think what we need to do here is go back up and cut the part off that's sticking up on the outside, or maybe come in here and cut it somewhere right along there. Point is, cut it in two so that we can pull the top out and take this bottom part out and then come up with some sort of patch to cover the hole on top of the roof. It doesn't look like I've had any kind of serious water damage on the inside yet, but next heavy rain, that's going to be different. Always something. It's always something. Now I figured I'd come in, cool off, and sit down and do a little searching for tree services because, let's face it, Grandfather Oak needs some help. That top section above the lightning strike has died, and that's where all these dead limbs are falling from. So I need to get someone to come in and do a little trimming on him. So far, though, I'm not having much luck finding anybody. This may not be as easy as I thought. All right, next day, and we're ready to try and do a little limb removal. First, I gotta put this on because it is hot. And secondly, take this off because did I mention it's hot? And my weapon of choice. Let's go cut some wood. You know, I'm very lucky it's hitting where it did. It completely missed the bandsaw. If it had damaged this bandsaw, I would have heard some words from Ree. This is her saw. We don't mess with the bandsaw. No. But anyway, it is safe. Now, I'm kind of thinking, since this thing's about 5 or 6 feet long, if I just come right about here and cut it, then we should be able to get these 2 sections out. So let's go for it and see what happens. There's one piece. Here's the rest of it. Wow. Just wow. Can't believe it. Didn't do any damage here on the wall where it hit, knocked the insulation loose. But up here, oh, that's a pretty nice hole. Yeah. That's gonna have to be covered up. And I have an idea. May not work, but it's an idea. All right. This is Flex Seal tape. It's supposed to go on any surface, including metal, and it's supposed to give a watertight seal. It's not a permanent fix, but it ought to get me by for a week or 2 until I can find a suitable metal patch, get it up here, screwed into place, and then silicone around it and actually make a permanent repair. So we're going to try this, see if it'll work on covering that hole. I actually have to get up here and sit on the edge of the roof to do this repair, which I don't like doing because, well, if a limb that big around can go through this roof, Russ, this big around, can certainly go through it. And I don't want to do that joyride. So let's see if we can get this taken care of quickly. Well, I hope that'll do the trick. I think having the 3 different layers, one in the middle, one on each side, plenty of space above and below the hole, and the fact that this roof is just a very gentle slope. It's not going to get a whole lot of water running across it or ponding on it. I believe this will do just fine for a temporary repair until I can get up here and do something a little more permanent. Always. So, at this point, I'm glad to have just made it onto the roof and back down without falling through the roof or falling off the ladder. Both were very real possibilities there. And like I said, we'll get up there and do a more permanent repair here before too long. Don't wait too long because, well, let's just say I am infamous for putting things off and then they never get done. So you keep reminding me that I need to fix that roof, okay? Don't let me slide on that. Something else don't want to slide on. It's getting something done to grandfather oak. Step over here we can get a better look. Now it's not too hard to tell that this grand old tree has a bit of a problem. His top half is very, very dead. Ever since that lightning strike right there, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, the old tree hasn't been the same. You can see it's not blooming past that point. Bottom half is doing fine. We got leaves, we got foliage, we're producing acorns, but from that point up, there's nothing except dead limbs. And it's those dead limbs that keep falling in my yard. And there have been plenty of them. I've still got that huge one over here that hit like a javelin and is still standing as a monument to what falling limbs can do. So I showed you a while ago, I was sitting at the computer trying to find some tree services and not having much luck, looking for someone who could do something about the top of that oak tree. Well, I think I'm gonna go on social media, Facebook, even on my radio program. Just throw it out there and see if I can find somebody local. I need a tree trimmer. I don't need to have the tree removed. I don't want Grandfather Oak removed. He's been there on this land a lot longer than I have and has much more right to be here than me. So the tree's going to stay, but the top half needs some work did on it. Talked with Ree. She suggested, hey, get on Facebook, throw it out there, put it out there any way you can, and see if you can track somebody down who can help you out with this. So consider this notice. If you're in my area, you do tree work, you're licensed and bonded and insured and all that good stuff, find me, okay? We need to talk. Grandfather Oak needs a little amputation work. Before more of his limbs amputate themselves. I'm so worried about one of them hitting my pearl over here. That's been my concern since these limbs really started falling down in the yard. I don't want her to get bashed. And I'm afraid that's a real danger right now. So I got to get something done. Help me out if you can, okay? Meanwhile, I'll add these two pieces to the burn pile. And pretty soon, we're going to really have us a bonfire. And with that, it's going to be a wrap for this week. I know we didn't do anything on Pearl again, and I'm sorry about that, but I didn't expect to get a hole punched in the roof of my workshop. Sometimes you just got to take care of business that's pressing, and then we'll get along to everything else maybe next time around, okay? Anyway, thanks a lot, Nomies. Remember to keep my nose to the grindstone on getting Grandfather Oak a little bit of attention here. And you try to be here to give us a little attention every weekend on the MT and me. Below, you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, buy me a coffee, and hey, just hang out, all right? I love you, my Nomies. Thanks again for being here. Till next time around, maybe we won't have another disaster. Till then, I'm Russ. We'll talk later.